millennials won't understand the recording of Casey Kasem's Top 40
Oh, man.
and how you had to time it just right for the end of the song before they would come back on.
Absolutely. I think I wasted 2 weeks of my life with my hands on play and record with a blank cassette in there waiting to hear Joan Jett,
And you used
I
to be
Love
able
Rock
to
and
do
Roll.
that in the cars. You'd have to do it in the cars, correct?
No, this was
What call?
at home.
I thought you could record. I thought if you wanted the radio on, you could record through the radio, like the song on the radio. To
That's
the
magic.
I
No,
think that was
he is
probably
young.
more 90s.
We had these little
This guy.
boxes, black boxes that everybody had back then that just had a little flip up.
A recorder?
Yep. But it was like about this big. Did you
Yeah.
get one of those?
Actually, ours was a little bit fancier.
Little boom box.
Yeah, of course I had a jam box. But as a matter of fact, my jam box is still right out there on the shelf. I'll bring it in for the viewers.
It's what
to
some
look at.
lawyers still use when they record. I mean, the older ones that to record
Right.
things.
A lot of lawyers you see walk in the courtroom will have a jam box and they'll have
No,
I was like,
I think we're getting this kid confused a little bit.
a little bit.
Well,
I mean,
aren't
now
you
I just
guys recording in your car,
and you can tell that's why I run the computer because all I have to do is press a button. I've recorded all of this.
so the
Right.
radio would come over these speakers. You'd put a cassette tape in, and there's a record button. You'd hit the record and the.
You had to
And
be
the
at play and
play
record.
at
At the same time.
Yeah, it was amazing, and but ours had two cassettes on it, and you could record from one cassette to the
Yeah.
other.
Double.
And that way you could make them for your buddies.
And then when the CD burner came out, that was just a whole other ball game. I mean,
Yeah, I still don't understand how that
No,
thing
that
works.
was no.
I thought it would never take off, but obviously it did. Now you tell me it's a thing of the past. CDs are.
yeah, that little SD disc you were looking for earlier.
Right. I had a friend show up one time in grade school, and he had the first recorder I'd ever seen, and he was. I mean, that was a big deal. He played tapes when we were on safety patrol out there. He'd play
Right there,
Eye of
Puppy.
the
That's what we
Tiger and
used
that.
all the time.
Okay, so I want to. Yeah, that's a recorder. I want to get back with Skitch because I actually Googled it and it says yes.
yeah.
Back in the late '80s, early '90s, J.C. Whitney of all places used to sell an in-dash car cassette recorder, so you could do it in the cars.
That's
Never
not
heard
true.
of it. That's
JC,
one of them
that's
fake things.
fake Google.
Fake Google. Oh,
That's Foogle.
Sony's MDX C800 recorder. So if they want to sponsor, we are bringing Sony back into the picture.
The other stupid
Right.
thing when I was younger, I just remember when you go to Blockbuster or wherever and rent a thing, they always had to be rewound. And so had this little car, you just put a freaking VHS in there just to rewind it.
Yeah, you bought the separate thing for a rewind.
Yeah. And if you're,
You know-
you'd get charged extra if your video wasn't rewound back to the beginning.
You're right. It was amazing. I mean, you had to become when it first came to the community. There was a place right beside the Fox Cinema, and I believe it was Aardvark Video or Family Video, possibly. And you had to become a member. You had to pay.
30s.
I believe it was $100 a year membership to become a member. They got all your information. If you wanted to rent a VCR, you had to give them plenty of time to make sure you had a VCR rental for that weekend.
Oh, yeah. I remember when you could rent a VCR.
That's right. You rented your VCR, you rented your tapes, you rented everything to go with it, but you had to give them plenty of heads up. And please be kind, rewind. That was the statement. It was a different age, man.
I even remember you had record. Did you have a record player?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
That's another one of his stories I'm warning you guys about. I apologize for some of Pat's dead end stories. Yeah, okay, so we covered that.
I would listen to Kenny Rogers on that, and
What's your favorite Kenny Rogers song? Probably Islands in the Stream.
no, I don't know.
The Gambler.
Yeah.
Gambler is a good one.
Yeah.
Ruby.
Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. That was a good one. But yeah, so we've lived in a generation where, and I think the biggest thing that we see that kids are going to miss out on these days, and I do feel for them, and they're kind of starting to bring it back a little bit. When we experienced COVID, they said, hey, let's have a cruise night. And if you remember that National Street, it was our cruising street, and it was flooded. I mean, people were out there cruising in their normal cars. We got out the Chevelles and everything that was back in the day. And there was hundreds and hundreds of cars that night
And
cruising.
whenever the police came by, what song did you play?
Well,
NWA.
absolutely. And again, back with the cassette, I had the cassette ready to roll, and you had to play and get ready right to the point where you wanted it and stop it. And then you waited at True Value at Hydrix because every time they didn't want to see you gather there. so they would pull in.
Now, this is when you were in high school.
Yeah, I was
I
in
thought
high school.
I thought we were still on the COVID cruise.
Oh no, we didn't do that on the
no,
2 or
because
3 years ago.
I was gonna say I was there
50-year-old
He was with me. Pat was in the Chevelle with me. Yeah,
doing burnouts in front of the
police station.
well the
Yeah, Stewart Building.
the guy that was running for sheriff.
Who was that? Tom Dick?
No,
I don't remember that, Pat.
he was standing over there by Leah's house.
I think he remembers.
He's got a good memory. I don't. Who? No, I don't remember. Anyway, moving on.
It was a DJ.
Kids missed out on cruising, and that was a big deal, man. Everybody just drove up and down the same street all night, waving at each other, swerving at each other.
But gas was 99 cents a gallon too.
Oh,
Pittsburgh still has it, I think, every weekend.
right. And we would take. I'll tell you another thing we do is we didn't have cell phones, no way to communicate, so we put CBs in our cars.
No,
And
And what was your CB handle?
my handle was shovel. My dad was scoop, so I was shovel. Yeah.
And you said Pittsburgh still does it, but like that's the difference between this day and age and then. It was never set up. You just knew back in the day on Friday night, you're going down National until you meet somebody that you want to hang out with.
You didn't have cell phones.
And then
Someone would be
what
sitting
it
Sonics.
what it came down to, Puffy, is that we would cruise until somebody would pick a place to go have a party, and then everybody would figure that out, and then we'd head to the party.
It's not even cell phones. You guys didn't even have pagers probably when you guys were doing it.
No. We had CBs.
CBs.
And that was
Shovel.
the fancy ones had CBs. So yeah, you had to have a handle. You know, I mean that was a thing. But you get on there and where you at, Mullis? 7-Eleven. Heard there's going to be a party at the lake. I'll go get pallets. Next thing you know, somebody's going to the Coke plant.
Yeah,
You get
I
pallets.
never remember setting up a party through CB.
What's the pallets
No,
for?
I never did either.
Huh?
What?
The pallets.
I am 31 years old. I'm not going to know what pallets are for out there at the lake.
We thought back in the day that these companies wanted to get rid of their pallets. So we were helping them out. We'd send one person out that had a pickup truck to load up, 10 pallets. They'd head to the lake. And it seemed like the party always started at Fort Scott Lake in the campground. Put those pallets in a pile, a little gas on them. Next thing you know, you got a nice fire.
Oh,
Kids-
They're gone in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't last long. A side note, years later in a meeting, we had a patron come to the podium and say that they were tired of hearing this loud music at the campground, and for years they'd been calling kids in when they play their loud music. And it was nice to put an ending to figure out, because we never could figure out how the cops found out where we was at. But within 30 minutes of burning those pallets, the cops would always show up.
You don't think the fire had anything to do with it?
And then we would move it to Rock Creek, Elm Creek, Malco Haven. We had a lot of names. The Ravine. There was a ton of
no
places.
parties. You had State Line. You had.
Oh
kinds.
yeah, I mean there was party spots
Was there
everywhere.
any party spots when you were growing up?
House parties. By
Yeah.
the time I grew up and was able to get into those activities, a lot of the houses were more run down in town. So we'd
Yeah.
buy a cheap $1 house or whatever that's on the thing, and we'd go in there and we'd have a party on 3 levels, and hopefully nobody fell through the top level.
The only time there was house parties in our generation was when our parents were on vacation and dumb enough to leave us home alone.
I don't know who owned the house, but they heated the house with the oven. So that tells you how.
I think I know that guy.
We would just open the oven, and that's how it was
That's
heated.
funny. That's what we were talking about
We
the other
just
day. We
talked
talked about that
about it
because what was it?
yesterday.
The dinger on the oven going off. The guy's like, "How the hell can I heat my house when his damn dinger keeps going off?"
That's what I'm saying. Refrigerator, you can't cool your house with a refrigerator no more because the dinger's
So
on
that's
the door.
back to the seat belts
Yeah.
or
Yes.
the door dinging. It's just
I
unbelievable.
think we've all. Well, I have, being young and broke, and I think we've all heated our house with the oven at some point.
Or the toaster. I had a brick that would lay on the toaster just to warm my hands because that little button kept flipping up, and so you just put it on there, lay the brick on it.
Yeah, I never heated my house with the toaster.
That was the original hand warmer. Now you buy them in packets. Toaster was the
Well,
first one.
now if you say that, somebody's going to go actually stick their hands in the toaster.
Let 'em.
That's how you heat 'em.
Go
I
ahead.
don't think that's what you.
That's a great way to learn. You won't do that twice, I promise you.
That's what they always said. Let them touch it because it'll
Yeah,
find it hot.
that's
Makes
right.
sense.
Yeah, that's don't make toast in the bathtub either. That's a bad one. So what else? Okay, so we covered the cruise and the parties. That was just
Yeah. Well, speaking of Pittsburgh, they're having and I think you should enter. They're having a drag show.
drag racing.
Nope. It's down in
The new drag.
The new drag. The 2020 drags.
Oh, that's at
The bar down in Pittsburgh.
Arma.
Oh, really?
Arma.
Arm.
Yeah.
So we think you should enter it.
No, I would, and I'm all about being the guinea pig.
I've been talking to the person running it. And she
Actually,
said-
you already got them set up, didn't you?
Did you already get me signed up?
I did. Here's the host. I just sent it to you in a text. That's the one you need to talk to.
Yeah.
We can get you fancied up.
Josh just sent me something weird. So yeah, I'm not gonna be dressed up as a drag queen. I did a
I
little.
want to know why Josh had that on his phone.
I want to know why Josh wants to see me dressed up like a woman. That's weird.
How do I
We're
get
tight,
rid of that
but-
image?
This is getting a little deeper than I thought.
As the millennial, you just hold down on the thing, go to more.
I don't even
click
want to
delete,
look at it.
And then go
No.
send all.
and then just click
You
delete.
have to hit send all.
It's like, look, it's already off my phone. I got rid of that.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be back. Don't worry.
Jesus.
So what else did you guys experience? Anything else when you were younger that's different today? I feel bad for them for missing that, but they're going to have memories of staring at their phones and, sending nudes or whatever they do. And back in our day, that wasn't the thing.
It's a good thing that we didn't have that.
Is it? Why is that, Pat? Would you like to go into that a little bit?
No, just because I'd be getting dick pics from you all the time.
That would never happen. Okay, so I'm really wondering what's been going on in the last couple of weeks, and we're going to try to reach out to Tom and see if he's available and find out, because he did leave a voicemail, and we've left that till now because he was concerned that they had, after the last podcast aired, if you guys recall, he said it was in a little bit of hot water.
Yeah, I think you did.
We did put that on the last at the end. I think that podcast, but
Right.
he
Yeah.
has sent more voicemails than just that one, right?
Oh yeah, he's
6202154.
whoop, better end that before everybody knows Tom's number.
This is getting to be a little scary. Honestly.
This is not good. This is not
'Cause
good.
He's been letting us know all through the week.
And he was waiting. He was ready to get on the phone.
Yeah, I think Tom's been waiting all week for this. He's wanting us to set up a group to help curb some of the crime in town. Take it away from.
Taking away front doors.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's already working the way you were talking, Kevin. A lot of people are taking their own front doors away.
yeah, I mean they are. They're concerned that Tom's going to come get their front door. I really should have stopped and got that pic. Well, that's odd. One of two things has happened here. Either Tom is on a mission right now, which is probably what I'm thinking,
Hoping.
or
We're hoping.
We're hoping. I'm hoping you're safe out there, Tom, if you're out there. Number two, Tom hasn't paid up his minutes. He's out of minutes. So it could go either way.
Or the worst out of all that, number 3,
Joe Biden.
Colorado's gotten to him.
Well, they're not even going to think about that. I don't even want to think about that. I'm going to do a surprise guess. I want you guys to... Let's see if this one picks up. And we'll see if
Oh, God.
you guys know who it
I
is.
think I know who it is.
Where's the mute button? I'll have to hit something off soon.
Hey, how you doing today? You're live on the air. You're live on the air with 2 fatties and a peg leg. What's going on?
Playing a little golf.
Oh,
Oh.
playing golf today. I think Pat's already... I've told him this is... I didn't tell him who I was calling. So I
I
wanted...
think I
them-
recognize the voice.
Are you there, caller?
Yes, sir. We just got back from Nevada Speedway.
Oh, okay. Pat knows who it is now.
Yeah.
What's been going on out in your world, Jason? Anything good? You're taking the afternoon or the morning off to play golf. Who you playing with?
The kids and the old lady.
Oh, that's cool.
The old
Kids and
lady.
wife.
Right now, me and Jake are one up.
Well, that's not very exciting for our podcast.
So Jake's carrying you?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us anything. What do you got going on? You got any complaints? Anything exciting happened in your life in the last couple of weeks?
Oh, yeah. We can tell them about the intruder that was in your neighborhood last night.
Yeah, we heard there was a little intruder down the road living in a tent. And,
Yeah, broke into the house, 3 in the morning or something
Yeah.
like that?
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Any suspects?
He-
They got him.
Well,
Well, they got
I
it.
think it's your relation.
Oh,
yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
No,
Took,
they
took
got
a few
broken
bush
in.
lights. Took a
Got-
few bush lights out of their refrigerator out by the pool, and
I'll be darned. I figured it was my
Yeah.
relation that was living in the tent that did the intruding.
You know, I was talking to Jason the other day, and he was telling me a good story. I never even
Jason.
thought, or different. That's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
And we were talking about
Facing Ginley.
Yeah, we were.
Okay.
He was talking about how Pat makes his money, and he had a good story of how he thought Pat makes his money around town.
How is that, Jason?
Well, we're always trying to figure out, does Pat really have a job?
Right. He's kind of like Chandler off Friends. You don't know where he works, but he's always
Yeah.
living right.
Yeah, he always leaves. He's a pilot. So he got his own
Investments.
plane flying.
Investments is what it says.
Yes.
So what's your theory? We'd love to hear this.
Well, there's no such thing as legal money in this, is there?
Whoa. Whoa. That just went deep. Pat, would you like to respond to that?
Plead the fifth.
He's writing down some notes as we speak.
Do you remember meeting his encounter, his boss in Nashville?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Is that the?
What was the deal with him?
Is he the supplier?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about Pat's personal life or anything like that. But that guy was out there. You got to admit, that cat was wild.
Yes.
That's the second time I met Pat's Chinese sister, too. I forgot he had it.
Not Chinese.
I don't know if we can say that.
She's something like that.
She's
She's
Korean.
Korean. Okay, Korean.
Oh my.
You know me, I'm a simpleton. Pat's getting... Woo! Finley, you may have to come over here. We get him a little jacked up. But no, that was a great weekend. But that guy is an animal. I only seen him probably 30 minutes. Did we ever see him the rest of the evening?
He was in and out. He got in trouble for hitting on Billy Page's wife.
Really?
Yeah, he was going to take Jen home.
I did not know this.
Yeah. That's because you probably went home.
I was already home by then. We
Yes.
went out approximately 3:30 to surprise Pat down in, what's that place called? Nashville, Tennessee. And we went to a little place, establishment, and we had a few drinks. Went to another one. We ended up back at, what was the name of that place that had them sandwiches, Finley?
Oh,
Reds? or-
Roberts.
Roberts. Now,
Roberts.
this place, if you're ever in Nashville, I highly recommend a place called Roberts. And they have a special down there. You get a fried bologna sandwich, a bag of chips, a Pabst Blue Ribbon,
In a moon pie.
and a moon
Did
pie.
Kevin pick where you ate?
$6. You're not going to
Is that-
beat that in Nashville because
That-
beers are $9.
That was Wayne. Wayne loved that bar.
Oh, it was a
That-
great
I
time.
bet you loved it.
I recall this about it. I got my sandwich, did not know the special came with a moon pie because Stacy ate it before it got to me. I fake danced out on the floor. There's not even a dance floor, but I fake danced with my girlfriend, and she probably would like to remain anonymous. But anyway, Alicia and I headed back out of there really quick because I was about to go down. As we got back to the room,
There was a dance floor.
Yes, there was.
There was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I peeled out early, and I asked her what time it was before I went to sleep, and she said it was 7 p.m. So that's how quick my night went. I'm a lightweight, guys. I don't do that
That's what
stuff. on
happens
the
when you
regular.
get old.
Oh my gosh! But what a great time.
You might have been up to roofie.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that either. So, anything else, Finley? What's going on out there? Anything?
Oh, we've been up checking out that compound up there on the new southeast side of town.
Jonesboro.
Jonestown.
Yeah.
Josh corrected us on Jonesboro is actually a city in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Is what we found out.
There is a Jonestown, too, though.
Jonestown is where they drink the Kool-Aid. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
So
he doesn't like being called Jonestowns. He likes Jonesboro better.
right, because he don't want to associate.
He did
with-
offer me a drink when I was there.
What was the drink, Jason?
Well, I don't know. I
It
didn't
was
take
red.
Uh-oh. Were you wearing tennis shoes?
That's why Pat's over here talking. He sought out he paid money to come to Jonesboro, whatever.
Jonestown. Yeah.
Well, that's how Jim sold it too.
Yeah.
I mean, well, taxes in church, but
I'm telling you, this is going to get wild, isn't it, Jay?
It is not, but service is 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Oh, so you got that going on.
I think Jason's golfing while he's on.
Did you just hit the ball?
Yep, that was a little too hard.
Oh, Anything else to report from over on the northwest corner of
Why
Fort
the hell
Scott?
is every person we calling on the golf course?
Hey, does it smell like poop over there?
Yeah, report on that.
No, the smell's pretty good, but we were at the truck show down there yesterday at the new little walking trail park, and it was pretty rough.
I bet. What's your theory
So-
on that,
so do you-
Jason? Do you think that's
Well-
just because of the humidity, or do you think that there's a conspiracy by the
Well,
city?
one I heard it could be the
Four.
bull wash, and the second one I heard was it was Nevada is bringing theirs over.
Oh, okay.
I don't know,
That's
Bob.
what it is.
Well-
It's the wind has changed, and it's the stink from Nevada.
It could be Nevada.
makes
The
sense.
river's running the opposite
Wait,
direction.
we may have listeners in Nevada.
They probably understand.
Well, they better call it.
Well, we've been sending stuff down the river for years to them. It's probably time for a little payback, if that's
Build
the
a
truth.
dam and just push it all back up.
I'll be darned. Okay, Jay, listen, we got to let you get back to your golf game. It sounds like you're
Yeah,
having a
you're
good time.
messing up my golf game.
Well,
The girls are winning now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, after my last two terrible putts.
well, that doesn't surprise me. You play worse than a girl.
See ya.
Have a good day,
Thank
Jay.
you, guys.
See you, buddy.
Hey, yeah.
God, this is gonna be my most edited
What
podcast.
is your problem with girls, Kevin? You
What?
not like girls?
No, I do, but I'm just saying,
They
typically
can't
they're
golf.
probably not as good athletes as men.
Here
Am I correct?
we go.
What do you consider an athlete? Like the drag show in Pittsburgh. We
I'm
consider that
teasing everyone. It was a comedy bit. Don't get offended. Remember, I'm crippled, so I can do that.
So you can say whatever you want.
So you can
Pretty
make
much.
fun of women? Is that what you're saying? Because
I'd have
you're
to check
crippled?
on that. I'd have to check on that. I
So
know I can make
last
fun of other
episode,
crippled
You
people.
bullied Tom when you're younger. Now you're talking about women.
No, I'm not talking about women. I was just talking about the athleticism
Of
but-
women.
Of women.
Okay, I'm scratching that comment. We talked earlier a little bit about the stench that's going through the town, and we're trying to get different aspects from different locations in town here, see what there is. So I'm going to call another number and see if they're even available. I don't know.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
Well-
The number you dialed has been...
Somebody else didn't pay up their phone bill.
It is the first of the month. Like a lot of people probably don't have minutes right now.
Yeah, let's try. Oh, here's a new one on. I may have called the wrong
The
one.
person you have dialed is
Yeah.
not able to receive calls at this time.
Well, that's not good.
I'm starting to see how well liked you are in town, Kevin.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know whether they got me off their caller thing or what's going on.
Try your mother yet.
I'm not calling my mother
Why?
because I like my mother and she's going to dislike me if I did that.